match number 3 we go now over in the AFCON, of course, as we take a little look at the back end of the bracket with, of course, the final games for Group D, E and F. Some nations have really failed to get going, but some nations are on the brink of qualification. We're going to take a little look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, Bam's Game, another prediction video. Today we take a look at match number 3, part 2, that's right. And that's, of course, focusing on groups D, E and F, of course, over in the AFCON. Who's going to go through? Who's going to go home? We're going to take a little look in a second. Of course, big shout out to our VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, subscribe. Your one-stop shop continues, of course, over the AFCON right here, right now, as we look forward. Before we look forward, actually, we look back, of course, at the match number 2, part 2. For these respective nations, of course. The results are in. Let's take a look at them then, shall we? Of course, I did pretty shit in my prediction, so I'm not going to lie. Of course, Algeria and Burkina Faso, 2-2 in the end. Of course, I want the 2-1 with Burkina Faso. But Algeria, what's gone right for them? Absolutely nothing so far as they try to get themselves through as well. Joining them, Angola kicking ass and taking names, 3-2 winners over Mauritania, of course, in their respective groups. A big win for them as they're on the brink of qualification as well. Joining them, of course, in another group, Tunisia and Mali, 1-1 in the end. Final score there, 2-1 win in my eyes. Again, got it wrong, not great. A lot of draws knocking around as well this past week over in this respective group. Meanwhile, Morocco, they could only draw as well. One more draw against DR Congo. Again, I went with the home victory here, but again, surprise, surprise, surprise. Of course, this tournament, it's just wild. It's like the wild, wild west here, and I have no idea what's going on. I don't know who's going to come out top either. Meanwhile, Zambia and Tanzania also ended up all square, 1-1 in the end. I went with the 2-1 win for Zambia. Wrong. Again, so pretty stinking. Not as bad though as Namibia. Opening day win for them. Got themselves absolutely spanked against South Africa there. 4-0 loss. Again, I'm on the draws, so not great indeed. What's the situation in the table? The table looks like this. Now, I did put the graphic in there a little bit early in Group E, but it is as it is, as you see it there. Of course, Angola top the charts in Group D. Burkina Faso are in second. Algeria on the brink of elimination could be with just 2 points. Mauritania got it all to do as well. A win for them. They could get back self in the conversation, but right now it's looking like a tall, tall order. Also in Group E, sees Mali top the charts there. South Africa back in the thick of things now with a big win. Good goal difference as well after taking out Namibia. Of course, still got a chance to get to that last 16 as well. But Tunisia, what's gone wrong with them? Absolutely really grim stuff for them. But I think they take on Namibia in the last game. So no, they don't. They don't. They take on South Africa in their last game. So big, tall order for Tunisia. Morocco top charts Group F. That's what we wanted to see. DR Congo, Zambia joint second there, and Tanzania still going outside a sniff. Maybe getting to the last 16. So it's all to play for in these last 3 groups. So let's get cracking with the next round of games. And of course, we look forward to them all, each and every one of them. And I think the games do take place on Tuesday, the 23rd. So no rest for the wicked. And we're going to take a little look at Mauritania up against Algeria now, coming at you at Group D. Now, these two sides have played each other 3 times. Since 2017, there's been no wins for Mauritania, 2 for Algeria, 1 draw, of course. Mauritania yet to get a win, 2 goals scored in total over the course of those 3 games, 0.67 goals a game on average. Algeria coming into this 4-1 win, their biggest over their opposition, scoring 7 goals in total, 2.33 goals a game on average. Algeria, 83% form for them right now. Third in the table, though, back-to-back draws heading into this. Mauritania, back-to-back defeats, of course. 17% form for them heading into this one. Now, these two sides did play each other back in December 2022. It was a 0-0 draw, and that, my friends, could spell the end. If it was to repeat, spell the end for Algeria heading into this one. Two draws for them, no defeats, no wins, but not really good at the moment. Meanwhile, Mauritania, of course, came close to Angola, and also narrow loss against Burkina Faso. So can they cause a surprise by beating Algeria? A win for them over Algeria will actually put them into 3rd spot and maybe, just maybe, an outside shot at the last 16 as well. 50-2 is your Mauritania here for the bookies. 11-4 on is your Algeria. 50-4 is, of course, your draw. Algeria should come out on top here. I'm not giving them much hope, though. Just a 1-0 win, and that win should put them in the bank for last 16. Next up, we do have Angola against Burkina Faso. Both sides in a comfortable position over in Group D there, shall we? 6 times they played each other since 2012, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. Angola's biggest win, 2-1 win. In fact, they scored 6 goals in 6 games as a goal a game on average. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso, 3-0 win, their biggest, scoring 9 goals in total, 1.50 goals a game on average. Burkina Faso, though, 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat at the last 6. They are second behind Angola, who are on 50% form for them right now, however, without a loss in the last 5, of course. Top of the table, 4 points on the board as well. These two sides did lock horns back in November 2018. It was a 2-1 win for Angola, who just lost once in the last 4 against Burkina Faso. Maybe, just maybe, they know what to expect from them. Opening day win for over Algeria, and of course follow that with a win against Mauritania, a close one it was. Again, Burkina Faso, though, 1-0 winners over Mauritania, and of course at 2-2 draw against heavyweights Algeria. The odds, though, for this one, we do have Angola 3-1 for the victory, 21 to 20 Burkina Faso, and 2-1 is your draw. I've already labelled Burkina Faso as one of the dark horses to go far here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for them to secure this spot at top billings. Angola will have to make do with the runners-up or third place spot. They'll be in the last 16 one way or another as well. Next up, we do have Namibia. Oh my days, got themselves absolutely spanked against South Africa most recently. Coming at you now, played each other two times, these two sides, to 2020. Nothing for Namibia, 2 for Mali. No draws, of course. Namibia, just 1 goal scored over the course of those 2 games, 0.50 goals a game on average. Mali, though, on the flip side, 2.1 goals a game on average. Let's scrap that. 2-1 win, their biggest, scoring 3 goals in the course of those 2 games, 1.50 goals a game on average. Mali on 83% form for them right now, unbeaten in their last 6 games, looking pretty good at the moment. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 8. Namibia, though, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to, of course, and on the back of a bit of a spanking as well. These two sides did lock horns back in November 2020 in the African Cup of Nations qualification phase. Way back when. 2-1 winner was for Mali, of course. So let's take a look at Namibia. 1-0 loss. 1-0 win against Tunisia. Big win for that. Monstrous win indeed. However, they did get themselves a bit of a lesson by South Africa. 4-0 win for them. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Mali looked good. 2-0 winner against South Africa and a draw against Tunisia have them competing for top honours. That's right. But the bookies have Namibia 9-2 for the victory. 15-8 on is your Mali. Stone cold favourites, and 3-1 is your draw. Of course, after that shambles, there's only one winner here. Going to go with a 2-0 for Mali to make themselves go through, probably as group winners over in their respective group. Meanwhile, South Africa, they've also got an outside sniff here thanks to their big win over Namibia. They are now tagged on Tunisia, of course, yet to really get going, and of course maybe looking at the exit door rather than the last 16 door. Anyway, these two sides have played each other 2 times since 2006. It's been 2 wins for Tunisia, nothing but South Africa, no draws, of course. Now South Africa have only got 1 goal in, of course, over those 2 games, 0.50 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, Tunisia 3-1 win, their biggest, scoring 5 goals in total, of course, of those 2 games, 2.50 goals a game on average. Tunisia on 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat at the last 6. However, back-to-back games without a win up against the South Africa side, of course. It says 42% form for them in the moment on this one. I think that's a bit of a lie. They just got that big win against Namibia. They are second in the table with 3 points on the board at the moment. Now, these two sides did lock horns way back in January 2008. That's the last time they played each other was way back when. 3-1 win it was for Tunisia. Of course, we're looking at the form book here. Of course, South Africa with a 2-0 loss to Mali. Big win against Namibia. As for Tunisia, 1-0 loss against Namibia. 1-1 draw against Mali. Can they turn it all around as they enter this final hurdle? Of course, South Africa 5-2 for the victory, 23-20 is your Tunisia, 90-10 is of course your draw. Could go all or bust here for Tunisia. Can it go with a 1-1 draw, which I don't think is going to be. Will it be enough? I don't know. I think it could be exit for Tunisia, who could be one of the first major hitters out of this competition at this stage. Moving on to the group F. Is this Group F? It is Tanzania. It's not Tanzania, it's Zambia up against Morocco coming at you over on Wednesday, January 24th. This is Group F. Now, these two sides have played each other 5 times. 2008, we've got 1 win for Zambia, 3 for Morocco, 1 draw, of course. Now, the biggest win for Zambia, 3-2 win, scoring 4 goals in those 5 games, 0.80 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, Morocco coming to this 3-0 win, their biggest, 10 goals scored in those 5 games, 2 goals a game on average. They're on 83% form for them at the moment. Haven't lost in the last 7 games. They are top. They look destined for the last 16. Zambia, though, got a bit of work to do. 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat at the last 6. However, 3 draws in a row. They played each other way back in January 2021 in the African Nations last time. It was in the quarter-final stage. It was a big win for Morocco as well. Zambia, though, not too far away. They had a big win, a 3-2 win back in June 2019. But they come into this on the back of 2 1-1 draws. Morocco on the back of that 3-0 win against Tanzania. Also a 1-1 draw against DR Congo. The bookies, though, for this one, we do have what we have. We have Zambia 70-4 for the victory. 20-13 on is your Morocco red hot favourites, and 5-2 is your draw. Big win for Morocco would see Zambia playing, of course, the lottery to see if they can get through to the last 16, but I don't think there's going to be enough for them to get there. 2-1 win in the end. Morocco will go through, top the charts as well, I think. But who will join them? Tanzania against DR Congo, of course, wrapping it up here in match number 3, part 2, over in Group F. Now, these two sides have played each other 2 times, 2-1, nothing for Tanzania, 1 win for DR Congo, and there's been 1 draw between the 2 sides. Tanzania have only got the 1 goal, of course, of those 2 games, 0.50 goals a game on average. DR Congo, though, 3-0 win, their biggest, scoring 4 goals in total, 2 goals a game on average when these two sides have locked horns. Now, this will take place on the 24th of Jan at the Amadou Gon Coulibaly Stadium. Now, DR Congo Congo on 42% form for them right now. Just 1 win in 6 for them, not great form. Tanzania also on 1 win in 6, 33% form for them right now, but of course struggling with points. Now these two sides did lock horns back in November 2021. It was a 3-0 win for DR Congo, of course. But coming into this one, Tanzania on the back of a 3-0 loss to Morocco, 1-1 draw against Zambia. On the flip side, DR Congo with back-to-back 1-1 draws, looking to make sure of it with a win here against Tanzania. 7-2 is, of course, your host here. Of course, 10-7 on is your DR Congo. 3-1 is, of course, the draw. I think DR Congo will snatch this one. 2-1 win in the end, which I think will put them either top or second. It'll put them in the last 16 no matter what. And that, my friends, will complete my picks for the group stages over in the AFCON. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Of course, as we look forward to those last 16 spots, we'll come back with those matches, of course, as we build up to, of course, a grandstand finish over in the Ivory Coast. Who's going to come out on top? We'll see as, of course, we come to a conclusion. But until then, see you later. Subscribe. Catch you later. But until then, we're done.